Year 2098. One morning, something impossible happened. Earth became completely silent. Cars were moving. Machines were working. People were speaking. But no sound was traveling through the air. At first, scientists thought it was an atmospheric problem. Then, they discovered something much stranger. Sound wasn't disappearing. It simply couldn't travel anymore. Scientists began testing everything. They struck metal. They generated controlled vibrations. They tested the ocean. The objects were still physically moving, but the vibrations couldn't travel normally. Then, satellites detected something surrounding Earth, an invisible spherical boundary. Inside it, sound propagation was almost completely gone, and the boundary was moving. Scientists expected the phenomenon to remain in the atmosphere. It didn't. The boundary began moving through the oceans, then the ground. Seismic instruments started detecting weaker vibrations. Even earthquakes were producing strangely reduced signals. That's when scientists realized the problem wasn't sound. It was vibration itself. Researchers built increasingly sensitive instruments. The results became terrifying. Mechanical oscillations were weakening. Ocean pressure waves were declining. Seismic vibrations were disappearing. Everything was still moving, but the movement was becoming smaller. Then, the scientists mapped the phenomenon and discovered something impossible. The silent region had a direction. That direction pointed beyond Earth, deep into space. A massive observatory detected a strange region between distant stars. There was no visible planet, no star, no obvious object. Yet something there appeared to be affecting physical oscillations. Scientists calculated its movement. Whatever was causing the phenomenon was approaching Earth. Then came the final experiment. A precision oscillator was powered normally. It was still moving, but its measured vibration slowly disappeared. The waveform reached zero. For the first time, scientists understood what was happening. Earth hadn't simply lost its sound. It was losing its vibrations. And somewhere in deep space, something was making it happen. What happens when nothing can vibrate anymore?